Hey guys, it's Eric with another episode of Enchanted Minds. Today we're doing how to tank the Temple of Spider, part of our tanking series. So as normal, as always, I'm going to turn these mobs around to make sure that the DPS characters are able to get that combat advantage damage bonus. Now this dungeon, guys, your loadout is going to depend on your gear score as a tank. So me, I'm only 8.8k on this character. This is my alt character. I love to play her, but she does not get worked on too often. She's just a money maker. So I am not sacrificing any of my survivability to do DPS here. However, I would say once you're, say, 10k or so, it's going to make sense to start swapping out some of your survivability to do more DPS. This is a burn dungeon. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite dungeon in the entire game, because you guys know we like to make about 1,000 astral diamonds per minute. This dungeon often hits that criteria. Sometimes it exceeds that criteria because there's 3 bosses here. Each one has a chance to drop an epic salvageable item worth 4,000 or more refined astral diamonds, rough astral diamonds. So we certainly like that. You can see after you kill that first group of mobs, the second one spawns. You got 3 drow assassins. And for whatever reason, these ones always seem to go down slower than the rest of the assassins in the dungeon. Not sure why that is. You see, we've got this warrior down here. We want to make sure we aggro him too, so there's no turning around for him. Get everything here together, and you see how much faster these drow assassins are dropping compared to the other ones. Don't know why that is. Now guys, there is a shortcut. You want to go ahead and come down here, hop off the cliff. That shaves off a good minute or so. Turn these mobs around, and you can see one of the DPS characters. Well, it's actually the cleric. Okay, not a big deal then. Sometimes when you're trying to turn them around, if the players you're with don't know your style, they'll come back there to get combat advantage damage. But they'll learn. They'll see what you're doing, and they'll stay put. We want to make sure there's a priestess back here. We want to get her attention. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to taunt him again and bring everything to this next group. Really lean on my survivability here, and the fact that I'm not doing much damage myself. So guys, we're at the first boss now, Lord Jevin Jalvar. This guy can be a little bit tricky for melee DPS characters. You see, he just spun around with the whirlwind attack. This deals heavy damage. There's no warning. There's no ret. He just does it. So if you're a melee DPS character, you want to be aware of it. The best the tank can do, face him to the wall, and try and catch him before he does it. Get your shield up, but it's not something that happens easily. Now, as a tank, you can see there's ads that spawn during this fight. We're going to get aggro on all of them, come right back to our spot here against the wall. And he's down. Turn this guy away from the DPS. And he dropped nothing for us. That's okay. That happens. More often than not, that's going to happen. He'll drop nothing. But he does have a chance to drop purple rings that salvage for 4,000 astral diamonds. So, you see there's a group of mobs here. You've also got this Drider. I like to pull everything together and just spank them. Drider's down. There's another shortcut here, guys. Come through this crack. And we're here at Halbrand Darkstalker. This is the second boss. A little bit nastier than the first boss. We're going to have ads here momentarily. Keep an eye open, keep an eye open. Any minute they're going to spawn. There they are. So I immediately grab aggro on all of them. They're on both sides of the battle. We do not want them to kill our DPS characters. So I've got aggro on everything. Come back to my spot. Another group of ads. We got aggro on everything, just the way we like it. And now she is down. There are chests here. There's also chests on the other side. Mostly professional resources, some potions. If I'm on my main character, if I have the bag space, then I will go ahead and pick up the first chest. It's typically not going to be worth it to fight through all the spiders to get the other 3 chests on the other side. Now you can hug this wall to avoid fighting this assassin here. This is another assassin that just has a ton of life for some reason. But we'll go ahead and fight him, take him down. And moving right along. This next part, we're going to want to stay on the left side. We want to stay on this ledge. And the reason being, there's 2 phase spiders that will spawn here in the middle. If we stay on the left side, they do not spawn at all. Now right here, guys, is the hardest hitting spot in the dungeon that you've been through yet. You've got assassins, blade masters, you've got spitting spiders with their poison, lots of damage flying around. And the setup is all important. It's getting back here, getting set up, getting your shields up. That's going to allow you to survive. If the DPS comes in here before you, they run ahead, they're probably going to die unless they're 15k plus. So no one did that. We're off to a tremendous start to this dungeon as we approach the 3rd boss. Moving right along, guys. Moving right along. You've got a small group here on the left. We're going to get their attention, pull them to the big spider, turn them everything facing away from the DPS characters. See, the cleric's not up here, so these are not dying as quickly as they would if he was buffing. Not sure what he's doing. So now, guys, this becomes the new hardest part that you've been to yet. These space fighters hit with some force, with some authority. Luckily, our cleric is back, so he's got some defensive buffs on me as well. And that's your phase spider phase. Pun intended. Now, guys, moving on. This is the last two groups of mobs here before the end boss. Turn everybody around. Get that combat advantage damage going. Cleric's got his buffs going. These guys should go down pretty quickly here. And I'm going to go ahead and start making my way to the final group of mobs before the boss fight, the final boss fight. And now, guys, we approach the final boss. This is where you're going to want to pay attention. If you've never tanked this before, and that's why you're watching the video, because you'd like to tank it, this is where you want to pay attention. There are several mechanics in this boss fight. So, phase 1, we fight her like this, in her high priestess form, and then she will change forms into a giant spider here in a bit. So beat her up for a little bit. You see she teleports around. We're watching for ads. Ads just spawned. We get the aggro right away. That's your main job. Not so much tanking her as it is tanking the ads. We do want to keep her attention on us, but we also want to keep a very keen eye on the rest of the battlefield, looking for those ads so they stay off of the DPS characters. The spiders in here hit very hard with their venom. So this is critical to having a successful run to keep these ads off of everybody besides you. You can see Christopher's taking some damage from ads. This giant spider here, didn't notice him, thought he was a companion of some sort. So, get the attention, get the aggro, pop a heal off, a great weapon fighter. She's got that. You see her swing her mace like that. She just knocked me back, which is, if we were a lower gear score group altogether, then that can cause some problems for the tank to be on their back. You see ads. We need to run over there and grab them. And you're also seeing guys, okay, there she transformed. But you're also seeing, guys, there's spider webs on the ground. You need to stay out of these spider webs or they will heal her. Now, you just saw that she has a red beam. That red beam we want to drag into her so it does damage. The green beam, you're seeing a green beam. Okay, I blocked the green beam. The green beam will heal her. And we've got someone who got disconnected there. So red beam's on me, bring it right into her, and you see it takes a sliver of life away from her. It deals damage to her. Green beam. block the green beam. And our Great Weapon Fighter's back. I'm gonna go ahead and pop him a heal. Now the Cleric's taking some damage. So we're still watching the ads. We're watching spider webs, guys. We're watching lasers. And we're watching ads. Green beam, I've got to come block it. It's been blocked. And you can see the red beams on the Great Weapon Fighter. He did not do a good job pulling it into her. That's okay. You're not going to get every single one. The main thing is that red beam will pretty much one-shot the DPS characters and the Cleric. So if we can get the red beam to hit the boss, it's great. If not, as long as it's hitting me and not one of the other characters, we'll take it. So you see there, he didn't pull it. He might not know the mechanics. He's also standing in the spider web, which you see she just healed. Here's a green beam. We're going to block that. We got ads. We got aggro on the ads. Red beam is got pulled into it. Perfect. The spider web's underneath us. I've got my shield up. Hopefully the Great Weapon Fighter will get out of there. If my shield goes down while he's in there, it will heal her. Okay, he got out of there. I'll drop my shield for a moment. I need to block this beam. I'm low on stamina now, but I did get the beam block. And we keep pounding away on her, pounding away on her. She's got a decent amount of hit points. See the webs underneath me. That was a delayed shield there. All right. Block the green beam. Get out of the web. Get out of the way of the red beam so it hits her. See that there's ads. We need to get their attention. Done. And then we come back over here. This is pretty much the best spot you can be in if there's no web. So that way you can just step right in front of that green beam and you're never blocking the red beam. And there you are, guys. That is how you tank the Temple of Spiders. So if you have any questions, any comments, comment down below. I will respond. I'm very active in the comments section. Or if you need help on the PS4 platform, I will help you in game. Outside of that, guys, as always, may the drops be ever in your favor. Eric out.